going out without your passport. Never leave your home without your passport.
Not to do is to question authority, which I think is really difficult, especially for Americans, perhaps.
We go with the simple wisdom, doing Rome as Romans do.
And what foreigners should not do here is don't think the way you think in the Western world.
That in this country, you cannot work on your student visa. If you are caught in the worst situation, you get deported back to your home country.
Welcome you to China.
All right, thank you. All right. If you're here and you like this kind of content, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like this video, share this video, and let's grow the channel together. Peace out. Okay, so first of all, tell us your name, where are you from, and how long have you been in China?
I'm Meredith, and I've been in China for 4.5 years, and I'm from the U.S. And something I've learned not to do is to question authority, which I think is really difficult, especially for Americans, perhaps, where that's really built into our culture, is to buck against, or to at least just question and try to come to a good solution, or to understand why. And that has been a real a very difficult thing to reconcile at my job. And I can't quite get it out of my system, but that is something I feel like we're not expected to do. And it's not just foreigners. I think it's just that culturally people don't question authority, and so it comes as a surprise when foreigners do. So that's my response.
I'm Tian. I'm from South Africa. I've been in China for 4 years. I think it's all about the mind. You shouldn't accept the way it goes back home and think it should go that way. Change your mindset, see it from their perspective, and everything will go smoothly. And what foreigners should not do here is don't think the way you think in the Western world.
I'm Ali and I've been in China for the last 10 years.
10 years, just like me. Yeah. What are foreigners not supposed to do in China?
Well, it's a question a little bit shocked me, and you want me to give you a lot in one line, in one answer. Yeah, I think pretty much the simple. We go with the simple wisdom, doing Rome as Romans do, and China offers you a lot of opportunities. You should capitalize on that. And since every country in the world, it has different characteristics, so we need to understand and respect it, and come to China. China welcomes the whole world, and learn the language, know the people, and you will come to know that there are a lot of doors of opportunity get open for you. And that's all, I guess.
Tell us your name, where are you from, and how long have you been in China?
So I'm Paul. I'm from Arizona. I've been in China for 4 months.
As a foreigner living in China, what are you not supposed to do?
I would say don't leave your house without your phone, because everything in your life runs on your phone.
All right, thank you so much. Foreigner planning to come study in China, then this video goes to you. If you are coming here as a student, make sure your finances are in order. Why am I saying this? China is not like the other countries like US, Canada, Australia, the UK, whereby you go study and you have some hours to work as a student. In China, it is against their immigration laws to work as a student. I've seen friends pay fine. In worst situation, you get deported when you are caught teaching. It is very serious. So please take note. If you are coming to China to study, know that in this country, you cannot work on your student visa. If you are caught in the worst situation, you get deported back to your home country. So you cannot do this in China. Somewhere last year, I also did a video on the street of China asking for a hug. I'll put the link here. You can watch it. I didn't even know that China's society was not so a touchy kind of society. You can't even go about hugging people randomly, asking for a hug, touching people. When you meet people for the first time, please don't go hugging them. You can't do this. When you meet someone and say, nice to meet you, just say, nice to meet you. Don't just go asking for a hug when you have no relationship with them. Because in the society, China, touching people can create an awkward scene. This is for you coming to China. As a foreigner, you can't go about touching people in this country. It is not allowed. You can't do this. So these are two things that you have to take note, or as a foreigner, you cannot do in China. One, if you are coming as a student, you cannot work on your student visa. Two, you cannot go about touching people who are not your family members.
So if you just arrived in China or you're a foreigner living in China, there are a lot of things that you cannot do in China or you cannot allow yourself to go through in China. The most important thing that I want to talk about would be visa expiration. So there is no way you are going to create a situation where your visa is going to expire. Not having a visa means that you cannot get medical assistance, you cannot rent an apartment, you cannot have any financial transaction, and this is just a few of them. So you want to make sure that you have all your documents intact. At least you be on a visa so that you can be able to move freely. So that's the first thing. Also, I want to talk about flying drones. So for people who fly drones, whether commercial drones or drones that you fly for fun, there are a lot of specifications in China about flying drones, so you should be very, very careful when you're flying. Now, if you have very smart drones, like one of those high-tech drones that can locate the no-fly zone areas for you, that would be wonderful. So, for example, if you have a bigger drones, the bigger size drones that are used for commercial activities like an advert or shooting movies and that, you need to register them or get a license for them before you can use them. But then there are very small ones that we usually fly for fun or to take pictures and videos just for fun. Even with that, when you're flying, the altitude that you go must be controlled. So what happens is that you can get caught flying your drone over a no-fly zone area, because in China you never know where the military or where the security zones are. You can just bump into one unexpectedly and then you have trouble. There are a lot of people who had troubles flying. There are several penalties. Some have been deported to go back home. Others also faced fine. And then, it could also be criminal that you find yourself in jail. So you have to be mindful about that. Third thing I want to talk about is also going out without your passport. Never leave your home without your passport. I live in Beijing and the situation over here is crazy. You can be on the subway and then the police will just come and ask of your passport because they want to check about your stay in China, if it's legal or not legal. Any other place that you access, being it a place for pleasure, being it a place that you want to go and transact a business or something, there are situations where you'll be asked to bring your passport. So leaving your passport at home and going to town or going somewhere to do something, even to play around, you might have to come back home and pick out your passport. So always make sure that you have your passport that is safe and secured in your bag whenever you go out. It needs to be very, very helpful to you. Also, giving clock or watch to someone as a gift. So you're not supposed to give somebody a watch or clock as a gift because it's considered as bad luck and it's kind of a funeral ritual. So the clock or the watch tells time. So for the elderly people, if you give them that, it means that their time on earth is probably getting closer, so they wouldn't want to receive such things as gifts. Even for young people, they wouldn't receive that. So if you are new in China and you are giving gifts to your friends, please avoid hats, green hats, and then also clock. Do not give clock to anybody. Yeah. Now the other things I want to talk about, which would be a little bit of the cultural stuff in China. One is wearing green hats. So in the Chinese people, if you wear green hats, it means that your partner is cheating on you. So I think it's kind of a cultural taboo or something, but they believe in it. So if you find yourself wearing green hats in public, people are going to look at you like, wow, you're bold to be wearing green hats. Showing that, yeah, your partner is cheating on you. So you mostly don't see people wearing it. Yeah. So my name is Kojo. I have a YouTube channel as well, Kojo Films, Kojo, and then Films. Yeah, you can find me on YouTube. I interview people about life in China. I do expat life in China. I also do have shows that talk with Kojo that talks about everything, relationship, social activities, everything. We have a show and I bring the finest people on the show to talk to you about. So you can check my YouTube as well. And make sure you support King Kwesi. His channel is one of the best channels that shows everyone about expat life in China. All right, thank you for watching.